Assets in Jira Service Management is a feature for tracking and managing all types of resources, from hardware, software, contracts, facilities, you name it. And it works just like a database. So let me explain. We're going to go ahead and click on Assets. By the way, if you don't see this, it's because you don't have a premium license. You're probably on standard, and you just need to upgrade. So the first thing that you're going to see here is a list of our object schemas. Think of an object schema as a folder structure for your assets. Now, each schema contains object types, which are specific categories of assets that you want to track. And those object types contain individual objects themselves. Now, within those objects, you have attributes, which are simply information about that object. Now, if all of that sounds like a bunch of gibberish, don't worry, we're going to create an object schema for scratch. So what we're going to do is create a schema to track our IT hardware, basically stuff like laptops, tablets, and monitors. So we're going to go ahead and click on Create Schema, create a blank schema, and we're going to name this schema, let's say hardware. Let's say hardware assets. Okay. And in the description, we're going to put this schema is used to track company laptops, tablets, and monitors. And we're going to go ahead and create schema. All right, we're going to create our first object type. Okay. First one is going to be a laptop, always in plural, by the way. And we're going to select an icon. Let's see if we can find a suitable icon. There it is, laptop. Create. Okay, so that's our first object type. Now we're going to go ahead and create our attributes first before creating that object. Okay, so attributes again are just information about the object type, in this case laptops. Now by default in assets you have the key, the name, created and updated, but obviously we need more information than that, right? So for laptops we can include a field like brand, okay, maybe model, serial number, processor. Okay. And maybe let's include RAM. Oops. And storage. We can obviously include more information, right? Such as purchase date, even the purchase number, warranty, expiry date, location, you name it. So we're going to go back to objects and we're going to create our first laptop. Okay. Let's name this one, let's call it a Dell Latitude 5400. Okay, so the brand would be Dell, the model would be Latitude, and then the serial number, I don't know, S1. Processor, maybe Intel i7, and then for RAM, let's say 8. For storage, 256. And that's it. We're going to go ahead and create our first object. And there we go. We have our first laptop. Okay. Now we can do the same thing for tablets. Okay. Again, new object type. Tablets. Let's see if we can find a suitable icon. Let's see if we can type in oh, there it is, tablet. Okay. Create, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create attributes, again, brand, model, maybe operating system. Okay. And now we're going to create an object, select tablets, and for this one we're going to name it, let's say iPad Pro. Okay, the brand would be Apple. The model would be iPad Pro. And the operating system, let's say iOS, I don't know, Ventura, I think it's called for tablets. We're going to click create. And lastly, we're going to create one more object type, which is monitor. There we go. We're going to do the same thing. And then for this one, we'll just put brand, model, and screen size, let's say. Inches. Okay. We're going to create an object. Let's name this one LG Ultra Sharp U27. Okay, so the brand would be LG, the model Ultra Sharp, and then the screen size would be 27 inches. And we're going to go ahead and click create. Okay, so now we've created 3 object types. Again, laptops, tablets, and monitors. And each of those objects have attributes, which again are information about the object itself. Okay. Now, what's interesting about assets is that you can also link them to other tables, right? So a very nice feature, and I think it comes very in handy, especially for IT assets, is that we can go ahead and create an attribute of assign to, okay? And we're going to assign this to an employee, okay? But our employee is going to be in another table, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on assets again. I'm going to create a schema, create blank schema, and we're going to name this table employees. Okay, create schema. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create an object type. We're going to name this employees. See if we can have now people, maybe. User, there we go. Okay, that's a great icon. Okay. And again, same thing with attributes. Obviously we have name, which is what we want, but we can include things like manager name, department, say email. We'll keep it like this for now, but again, you can add any other information, okay? So we're going to create an object, type employees, and let's name John Doe. We're not going to fill this information for now, just for time purposes. Let's create another one, Brian Johnson, and Chris Diaz. And there we go. We have 3 employees. Okay. Now, before we start linking both of our tables, which is the hardware assets table and the employees table, you want to click on schema configuration first and make sure you have this option selected. Allow others to select objects from this schema. Okay. Now we're going to click on assets again. We're going to go to hardware assets. We're going to do the same thing. Allow others to select objects from this schema. Now, in our laptops, we created, I think it was in monitors or tablets, I'm not sure. Okay, we haven't created it at all. Let's create the assign to field. And this is going to be of type object because it's an object in another table, okay? The object type is going to be employees all the way at the bottom. And we're going to create a reference to it, okay? Now, if we go to our objects and click on this one, which is the one that we have the option to assign it to someone from the employees table. And now you can see our 3 employees that we created from the employees table. Let's select John Doe. And now we have an option to basically keep track of which assets belong to which employee, which is pretty neat.